Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of this series. Previously, I made a hero named Kismet, a support/mage who was able to rewind time. Today, I'm showing you the process behind the creation of Drusilla, the Sanguine Succubus, a charming assassin that lures enemies to their graves. Going into the process of conceptualizing Drusilla's form, I thought I would need a form that stood tall, that look of confidence, of being unapologetic, and that slightest bit of being imposing. I also thought of something you would see and be immediately alerted by, but alluring enough to have you let your guard down, not knowing you made a mistake. Essentially, Drusilla is a blood demon, a class of abyssal creature belonging to Alice's faction, residing in the upside-down world of the Sanguine Lair, sent by Alice herself to seize the so-called traitors Sicilian and Carmilla. After sending an army of blood demons to pursue Sicilian and Carmilla, and then failing when the Holy Blade Gushan showed up, Alice sees the alluring Drusilla as a fitting candidate for the seizure of the lovers, aiming to have Sicilian's promises to Carmilla erased. As a design, Drusilla dares to be as revealing as a hero in 2016 Mobile Legends. Fanservice or storytelling? You decide. Her top is deep cut, going from her collarbones down to her belly button. I wanted her to be the epitome of temptation, someone who hides in the shadows, making her way quietly as she sees you alone. Somebody who talks you out of your fear and confusion, only to pounce on you right after you let your guard down. Then, she does what she ought to do. Consume your blood like any other blood demon would. Drusilla's color palette consists of black, white, and loud shades of red. I figured it would perfectly encapsulate her nature of being a confident and mysterious blood demon. In the first design, she has long white hair and a short red dress, with her wings disguised as an elegant trail. This design choice was perfect for a seductive demon character. I wanted her wings to look less monstrous, which ultimately should be unsuspecting. Her wings, disguised as part of her clothing, solidifies this concept. This concept I ended up expanding later in the process. For the second design, I wanted to play around with the concept of her being a little more wild-looking, with a smear of blood running across her mouth up to her cheek. Her gloves are blood-stained from clawing her victims, and she's naked underneath her black wings, which she uses as clothing. The third design has white wings. If you can tell, I was aiming for an albino bat look. The fourth design has no wings, but instead has a sheer cape. She also wears a pair of heels with sharp weapons attached to it, which she uses when threatened. The fifth design is a variation of the fourth design, which I ultimately combined with the second design and then created variations of. I combined aspects of the second design and the fifth design to make variations for the design I would ultimately pick as the final design to work on. What I like most about the design with the hanging/raised red dress is that it creates these kind of quote-unquote pockets that reveal a bit of the skin, especially the thighs, and also revealing up until the hips. I think it makes for a really sexy kind of teasing feel, apart from, of course, the space that reveals the inner part of her chest, which is a common choice across all the design options which I had made for her. The long necklace, which drops and cuts into the space between the cut of the dress, also creates a leading line which points toward her belly button. I really liked the idea of the wing dress, so I tried creating another design with that idea. I included metal trimmings, because apparently character designers really like to put metallic details on clothing as far as I noticed. To be honest, it kind of annoys me sometimes when I see metal on clothing that looks heavy, I think to myself, how would this character fight with clothes as heavy as an anvil? But you know what? The audience likes aesthetics more, apparently. I understand that we like pretty things, but I don't know the reason why metallic details specifically make a design look more complete, even when the part of the design is evidently meant to be organic. Design definitely has to find a balance. Anyway, at this point, I basically knew I wanted the second option, but I just wanted to know what Drusilla would look like if she were to show more skin. It also looks good, but I just think she looks best with the short red dress. For her in-game look, I drew her face and put more shadows to make her read clearer from a distance. I then sketched out a pose for her to be in. This part is a great opportunity to show what the character is like, how she acts, and just to showcase her general feel and attitude. I then began to put her into perspective, like I always do with my other mlbb heroes. Taking the lasso tool, or any selection tool for that matter, I outline the parts I need and then I begin separating them. So that way I can essentially puppeteer the concept art and make it so that I can pose her in the way I want, in a more efficient way. I could just draw her if I wanted to, but this is just a quicker way for me to do it. Passive, Allure. When Drusilla deals damage to enemy heroes, she marks them with Allure for 5 seconds. Marked enemies hit by her basic attacks are charmed for 1 second. Meanwhile, hitting marked enemies grants Drusilla a 10% movement speed buff that scales with level and 10% attack speed for 3 seconds. Charm is a new form of crowd control that behaves very much like Taunt, except enemies affected do not attack, and it also gives them 200% movement speed to have them approach you faster. First skill, Phantom Kiss. Drusilla blows a kiss towards the target direction, damaging and slowing the enemy hero hit by 70% for 0.8 seconds and marking them with Allure. Second skill, Elusive Mist. Drusilla enters mist form for 4.5 seconds and marks the location from where she casts the skill. During the duration of Elusive Mist, Drusilla ignores obstacles and gains 60% movement speed, 50% attack speed, and 30% resilience. Drusilla can cast this skill again to quickly return to the marked spot. While returning, Drusilla can cancel to avoid going back all the way. Returning does not end her mist state early. Elusive Mist synergizes well with Drusilla's passive, as charmed enemies will quickly follow her back as she returns to her previous spot, pulling them towards spots that they would not want to be. Ultimate, Pounce. Drusilla pounces on a chosen target, damaging and marking them. Drusilla then becomes immune to crowd control for 1.5 seconds. Meanwhile, the duration of Allure's buff and control effects are doubled within the duration. Drusilla excels at luring enemies into their demise, tempting them from the shadows and executing them as they are charmed. This is a peek into how I made Drusilla's splash art, which I made over the course of 3 days. I like showing the process of how I make my heroes from start to finish, especially as an artist who creates my videos alone. That said, please subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more of this stuff, as well as like this video if you enjoyed watching it. If you want to see more videos like this, visit my channel or click the playlist shown in the end screen. What do you think about Drusilla? Comment your thoughts down below. That would be it for this video. Until next time.